How's it going, guys? aRenG Life here, and today the new set was announced, Crusaders Battlegrounds. I actually was not able to cover this, like the leaks and stuff about this, because I had it sent to me, but I just didn't check it on Discord and stuff, so sorry about that, but fair enough. Today we are going to talk about the best cards in this new main box, which is coming out apparently on the 22nd, somewhere on there. I'll put it in text if it's not that day, but whatever. So let's go ahead and take a look at this new set. Alright, first up, we got the kind of title boss monster card. This is the flagship monster of this set. We got Silent Swordsman level 7, looking really cool. One of, I guess, Little Yugi's new kind of boss monsters in like the anime and stuff like that, and the movies also. So this guy's pretty cool. Basically, he's like Jinzo, but for spells once you do get him out. But you do need to tribute Silent Swordsman level 5, or basically have Silent Swordsman level 5 to get this guy out, because he cannot be normal summoned. So I guess it's okay. You are going to need to find a way to get level 5 out, which is pretty much a level 5. You're going to need one tribute or a way to summon a warrior. So that's interesting. We're definitely going to look into ways to summon them, but they kind of hate on spells. I don't think it's going to be too meta relevant, because you know Amazonis, their trap is what's dangerous, and they banish everything. So you go through all that trouble to summon this guy, and he's just going to get banished. So fair enough. Next up, we got Noble Knight Madrot. Madrot is, I think, one of their main cards. Obviously, it's a UR, so it's really good. This guy is part of the Noble Knight archetype, which was an archetype in the TCG that was actually really expensive, because they were all some like fancy rarity. They were all like an exclusive rarity, and they were like super hard to get. And even then, the archetype wasn't that great in Yu-Gi-Oh! And like the actual TCG, but since Duel Links is a completely different ecosystem, it's a completely different beast, these guys could actually be pretty good. The thing is about these guys, they rely heavily on equips. So unless you look at all the equips and see what all of the benefits you get from the equips, you won't know if this archetype's good. Now, I don't know all the equips. I don't know all the stuff you get from them. If you can find a way to make it to where your monsters can't get banished by Amazon and stuff, then they might be pretty good, or whatever like that. Here's something I'm excited for. Next card, we got Grandmaster of the Six Samurai, a card we've been missing for the longest time. Ever since the first like 6 SAMS came out in Duel Links, I've seen a lot of people play them. The deck was just not good, though. It's like it's missing so many pieces to be good. I've seen them at their max and they're amazing, and then when I see them in Duel Links, it's just a huge disappointment. But now we're finally getting some, and not all of them, but some of the special summon 6 SAMs, which are the cards that make the deck good. So we got Grandmaster of the Six Samurai. This is one of those cards that you can pretty much special summon from your hand if you have another 6 Samurai monster on the field, which would be one of the plays you would use in like a legendary 6 Sam deck, where you just go keys on this guy, another monster, bam, you have 3 monsters on the field. But we don't have keys on in this set. If they do add keys on, it's most likely going to be a UR. But I don't know if we're getting him, because something weird happened with 6 SAMs, and they straight up skipped legendary 6 SAMs and went straight for the newest archetype, the Fusion 6 SAMs, the Secret 6 SAMs. So that's pretty cool. We're going to talk about those in a bit. Really, really good card. Obviously, it's a UR, so it's going to be hard to get, especially in the main box. So 6 SAMs aren't going to be very, very cheap. Next up, we got another like fun, I guess kind of like an OTK type boss monster. We got Great Maju Garzet. This guy is okay. I mean, he's a 0/0 dark monster. He's a 1 tribute, but his power does come from tributing. You tribute something, and then this guy gains its attack ×2. So the first thing I thought of is, obviously, you got Tricky. Discard maybe that Ganesha or that elephant card to special summon that thing as well. You summon Tricky, and then bam, you tribute it for this guy. He becomes 4,000. You have an elephant to kill whatever they have set or whatever, and then you get a 4,000 attack directly, which could potentially be game. But now we got so much stuff protecting you. I think it would make a good fun deck. Definitely a good fun deck, and I might be playing this in the future. Next up, we got DD Assailant. This guy's pretty cool. I mean, he's kind of like the DD Warrior that we already have. If you guys have bought in one of the structure decks, I think it was a Joey one, the Warrior one. So if you guys have that, you have DD Warrior, who in any situation, if he battles, he banishes your opponent's monster. This guy, the only thing that makes him different is he's got higher stats, so harder to kill. And also, this guy only banishes when he is destroyed by battle. So he has the, I guess, power of only banishing stronger opponents. which is, I guess, kind of cool, but it probably will leave you open to be just wrecked by your opponent's back row or whatever. They're just going to pop him, they're going to destroy him. But fair enough, it is a pretty cool card, though. You can save this, you can actually use it as a beater, and then you can save it for when they have a big boss monster, crash it right into them, and banish them. So now we're seeing Thestalos. I hope that said that right. I've been calling him testosterone for like a year, dude. Whatever, you got Thestalos, the Firestorm Monarch. So this is one of the cards that was in one of the selection boxes. Finally coming to Duel Links. It took forever. I honestly thought we were going to get a lot more Monarch support, but we didn't get that much. I know some Monarchs are more beastly than others. Some Monarchs are like way more OP, like Caius and I think Mobius. So those are not in here, which makes sense because they want to save those for their own box so they can keep making money. So we got Thestalos over here, who's I guess okay. If you guys already have it from the selection box, GG. I mean, I think I have one or two of this guy, so alright, but now that we are getting a little bit of Monarch support, they're probably going to be a lot more playable, which I am excited for. So that's pretty much that. Moving on. Next card we got is the Dark Creator. We already have the Creator in Duel Links. He's a guy that like lets you special summon stuff from the grave or something like that. He's an okay monster. You would combine him with BLS, but this guy is the Dark Creator, so he works with dark types, and he is a pretty cool card. The way this guy works is you can special summon this guy from the hand, obviously, by having 5 or more dark monsters in your grave. So obviously this guy is going to work really good with the Grass Looks Greener deck, obviously. So you know I'm automatically aiming for that, because you know I love to cheese at them Grass Looks Greener decks. But whatever, we got this guy. You can send a whole bunch of dark monsters to the grave, special summon this guy. He does have to have no cards on the field to be summoned, so I don't know, you probably won't be able to get too many of these guys out. But he's pretty cool, I guess. You can banish one dark monster from the graveyard, and then you can pretty much revive another dark monster from the graveyard. So in a completely dark deck, this guy might be pretty good. He's a pretty cheeky card. Fair enough. One of the main cards in this set is Nobleman of CROSSOUT. This card is legit. This Konami heard our pleas. They know Sylvans are a problem. So they gave us the Nobleman of CROSSOUT as a card that is a UR, so it's gonna be hard to get. So hey man, you wanna counter this free-to-play deck that's everywhere? You gotta buy this UR. You gotta really invest in this set to get the UR to counter that deck. A very cliche Konami move. But fair enough, this card is actually really good. Nobleman of CROSSOUT. It hates on face down cards, and it has no downside for getting rid of a face down. Basically, if your opponent sets a monster and passes, you get to Nobleman of CROSSOUT, banish their face down monster, so they don't even get any other effects. If it's like a Rose Lover or whatever, banished, it's a completely useless card. If it's a flip effect monster though, kind of like Komushumo, Magical Merchant, that kind of stuff would be like banished, and then it wrecks all of the copies in their deck. So this could be a really good card to have more than one of if you're trying to really side against Sylvans. So Sylvans are kind of dying off. It looks like they're gonna die off with this new set, but Amazonists are still on the rise, and the fact that they can banish everything, I don't know, that makes them a pretty threatening deck. But whatever, Nobleman of CROSSOUT, definitely one of the good cards in this deck. You're gonna want to aim for this. Next up, we got DDR. Different Dimension Reincarnation. Don't confuse it with DDR. Any of the 20 dance games that are pretty cool that I used to play when I was in high school. But we got DDR over here. This one is pretty cool. Actually, this looks really awesome. I can see why they're giving it to us right now, because there's a lot of these, I guess, cards rely on things getting banished. So there's going to be a lot more banishing in Duel Links, which is pretty cool. I love banishing. You know, I like Chaos Dragons, so I like this kind of card. So you basically discard one card, target one of your banished monsters, special summon it, and equip it to this card. When this card is destroyed, that monster pretty much gets destroyed. It's a pretty straightforward card. It's actually pretty good. I mean, I really like this card. I can see it being used in like the new 6 SAMS, or like whatever, the Dark Monster deck for the Dark Creator, all that kind of stuff. But the new 6 SAMS, Secret 6 SAMS, actually rely on their stuff getting banished all the time, so that's pretty good. Also, against Amazonists that banish your stuff, you could pretty much hit them with something big, get banished, activate this during your next turn, obviously, because it is like an equip, so you have to revive it again and then keep hitting them. So that's a pretty cool card. I kind of like it, but fair enough. Okay, no more DDR jokes. We actually have a Xing Zhen Hu replica, or Jing Zhen Hu, however you pronounce it. We got the replica, which looks exactly, almost exactly like the original Jing Zhen Hu, whatever, however you pronounce it. It looks like a pretty cool card, and it's kind of like a dumbed down version of it. Not really dumbed down, but like a more concise and quick, limited version. The normal Xing Zhen Hu pretty much locks down 2 of your opponent's back row. They are able to chain to them, so whatever, but as long as they have 2 set cards, you can activate it. That was the main condition for the original. There has to be 2 face down cards to activate. Now this one, as long as they have 1, you can just activate this and lock it down, and they cannot respond to it. So that's pretty cool. It's kind of like I guess it kind of feels like an anti-magic arrows, because it says no card effects can be activated in response. I think that's a pretty interesting card. Start with the SRs. We got Evil Swarm Heliotrope, just your basic 1950 beater. Now we got Silent Swordsman level 5. This is what you need to summon level 7. I'm pretty sure you could just summon this guy and just level up or something to get into that, because he does need to deal direct attack to your opponent in order for this guy to work. So you can level him up. So I think that's kind of meh. Obviously it's going to be a fun deck. It's not meta relevant at all. I think it's just an interesting card. I mean, you can definitely just level up. It'd be cool to see another level type deck with these kind of guys. So that's all that guy pretty much is, but whatever. Now we got some more Noble Knight support. Now we got Noble Knight and Dristan. I think that's how you pronounce it, Dristan. Dristan, I think from what I've read, is basically kind of like a protector for all your Noble Knights, because you're going to have a bunch of like 1700 Noble Knight monsters are going to be out on the field, and this guy comes out 1800. You equip him with all your Noble Arms to beef him up, make him a big target, make him kind of hard to kill. His effect does state, while you control other Noble Knight monsters, your opponent cannot target them for attacks. So they have to go over this guy, which is going to be kind of your wall on the field, as long as they have under 1800 attacks. So I feel like it's kind of like a big bro. It's like a big bro to the other Noble Knights. It protects them if they're weaker. If they're stronger, though, they're fair game. He's not going to protect them. Also, he does have another effect that says, if a Noble Arm equipped spell card is equipped to this card, target 1 face-up card on the field and destroy that target. So that's not bad at all. That's actually pretty cool, because it's a face-up card. So that's a pretty good card. No wonder it's an SR. So you equip him once and destroy something, and then maybe you're going to want to wait till next turn to equip another Noble Arts, whatever, card to him, so you can pop again. Now we got the start of them Steel Swarms. Pretty cool card, actually, because it does state that if you tribute summon this guy by tributing a Steel Swarm monster, you can pay 1,000 life points, target 1 Steel Swarm monster in your grave, and special summon that target. I think that's really, really cool, because there are so many big Steel Swarm monsters in this box. There's a lot of big ones, dude. So you can have some legit 3,000 attack targets in the grave somehow, aka grass looks greener. You can like mill a whole bunch of them, try to get 3 copies of this guy, and then just like try to summon him, tribute summon or whatever. And when using his effect, then you could just pay 1,000, summon one of your big monsters, and bam, you're already set up. You have 2 bigger monsters on the field, which is going to be pretty busted. So that's pretty cool. Next up, we got some more Monarch support. We got Grand Marg, the Rock Monarch. I think this guy is pretty cool. I mean, I like Monarchs in general. I really do. I like their the newest structure deck they got in the TCG, but whatever. We got Grand Marg over here, who does have an effect when tributed. Like, that's the Monarch way. You tribute summon them, and then get their effects. When this guy is tribute summoned, you get to target 1 set card on the field and destroy that target. Now you may be thinking, oh, that's cool for getting over their back row, but it could also pop their monsters. So if your opponent's playing Komushumo or something, they got Sylvan, they set that card, you can tribute summon this guy and pop that card, which is pretty good. I mean, it's pretty cool, but you gotta find a way to summon these guys on the first turn, which I'm guessing is not that hard once we get to use all the cards in the set, because we have plenty of cards that summon themselves. Speaking of which, we got Berlineth, the Firestorm Vassals. Now we got the Vassals over here, which are like mini Monarchs. They kind of work as a stepping stone to tribute summon into the big Monarchs, and you can pretty much special summon these guys, and then you can tribute for the big ones on the same turn. These guys are pretty cool, I guess. This one we have had in the selection box. I didn't get a single copy of this guy, so I'm kind of looking forward to actually getting it. You special summon this guy by discarding a card, kind of like Tricky, and then you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck, which, I mean, you don't really do in Monarchs, because they don't care about their extra deck for the most part. But that's pretty much that. And if this card is tributed for a tribute summon, you look at their hand and banish one card from their hand until the end phase, which is okay. I mean, it gives them less cards to use and potentially get over Kuriboh, so that's pretty nice. Fair enough. Speaking of fire monsters, we got Spirit of Flames. This is okay, I guess. I mean, it's kind of like that Rock Spirit. It's Spirit of Flames, same thing. It's just a 1700 beater. You can special summon it by banishing one fire monster from the grave, like the Rock Spirit guy works with banishing a rock type or earth type, whatever the type is, and it gains 300 during the battle phase. This is what I was talking about. We got Secret 6 Samurai Rihan. This guy is really cool. I really like the art on this guy. I'm loving that green, like, neon glow stuff. We got this guy. He's like the boss monsters for the new 6 SAMs, or Secret 6 SAMs. He looks pretty cool. Also, you can make this guy without polymerization, so that's interesting indeed. This guy kind of spawns a whole new game mechanic for 6 SAMs. The way this guy works is you're gonna shift your 6 SAMs from being crappy and like popping cards on the field to trying to special summon as many as you can on the board. You contact fuse into this guy, kind of like XYZs. You contact fuse, you get 3 of them on the board with different elements. Mind you, it has to be different elements. You send them to the grave, summon this guy, and he has more effects on top of that. It cannot be used as a fusion materials. You can't fuse this guy for another one of this guy. Once per turn, you can banish one 6 SAM card from your hand or face up from your field, then target one card on the field and banish it. That is so good. And if a 6 SAM monster that you control would be destroyed by a battle or a card effect, you can banish this card from the graveyard instead. Now you would think, oh, why would you want to banish this guy from the grave? Actually, that's their game mechanic. That's what they do. The way this guy works is you kind of want all your 6 SAMs banished. You want them to get banished, so you can activate other cards, which I'm going to actually give a special mention to in a bit, that you can use to special summon from the banished pile, which is really cool. I really like that. I think it's so fun. 6 SAMs might be good. They might be pretty decent. I really like them with this guy. I really do. But fair enough. That's all I can really say about this guy. We got Special Hurricane. As you guys can tell, if you guys have been playing Duel Links, you notice that in the beginning it was really slow. Now it's getting really special summon oriented. So everybody's special summoning a whole bunch of monsters on the field and trying to OTK your opponent. And like kind of like Tricky, kind of like what Sylvans do, kind of like what Amazonists do. This card actually does counter that, which is it's actually a really good addition. You discard one card and destroy all special summon monsters on the field. That can be really busted. Another card we got is Reoccurring Nightmare. This card looks alright. I mean, you get to pretty much add cards to hand. You select 2 dark monsters with 0 defense in your grave and return them to the hand. What this is targeting is basically Steel Swarm. You have all your big Steel Swarm boss monsters. I think they all have 0 defense, pretty much. So I think you're going to be adding them. I'm not sure what else would be in the game that has 0 defense, and it's a dark monster. But if you can find a good dark monster target with 0 defense, GG, Reoccurring Nightmare could be pretty good. We got this card again. This is one of the ones that was in the selection box. We got By Order of the Emperor. The way you're supposed to use it is with your monarchs. You tribute summon a monarch. If its effect would not work because they don't have a set card or whatever to destroy, you just negate it and draw a card instead, which is pretty cool. And then the last UR we're looking at is Escalation of the Monarchs. This is a really cool looking card, but this one does state, once per turn, your opponent's main phase or your opponent's battle phase, you can immediately, after this effect resolves, tribute summon one monster. That's pretty cool. Basically, your opponent's setting up, they're going to go into battle phase, you pretty much just set a weaker monster, or summon a weaker monster, they're getting ready to pummel you and run it over, and then you activate this, immediately tribute summon, get the effect of your card that would be that you get the effect of tributing. So like the other guy would pop a face down card, stuff like that. I mean, I think that's pretty much that. We got Thestalos that does something. I think he discards cards in their hand. So you would get those kind of effects. It could be used for anything, not just monarchs, but obviously monarchs work this way. But you can tribute summon pretty much anything. So it would probably even work with Steel Swarms. Now that I think about it, because some of them do benefit from tributing. It looks like a pretty cool card. Now that's pretty much it for all the SRs. I'm gonna go ahead and give a special mention to a few cards that I think are gonna be pretty cool. First up, we got Boojins. Boojins are back we're getting the other two Bujin monsters, Mikazuchi and Hirume over here, which are pretty much, this one is Alexis and this is the Chaz, which that's what they're inspired by, whatever. So that we probably gonna be playing Bujins a little bit more. I don't know if this is gonna make them very, very good, but I mean, they're an addition. They look somewhat interesting, so fair enough. I mean, this guy's a 1900 beater, so that's fair. But whatever, we got those. We're also getting Bylons in this set. They are pretty budget from what it looks like right now, so they look pretty weak, but fair enough. We are getting Bions, and I just wanted to talk about that too. We're getting actually a whole bunch of them. We got Tesseract over here from the Avengers, and a whole bunch of other stuff. We got Vanguard, Soldier, Hept. There's a bunch of them, but whatever. Last up, I wanted to talk about this card. We got Secret Skills of the Six Samurai. I really, really like this card. This is the one that lets you pretty much do your things. This is a normal, but it kind of feels like the alien card that was like a rare, but it should have been like UR because the deck relied on it. I think this is gonna be that card. So this one, what it does is you send one monster you control to the graveyard, and then target one of your banished 6 samurai monsters and special summon it. And you know they want to banish themselves, so it's already good. So you can only activate the effect as this once per turn, but it's a quick play, and you get to pretty much resummon your boss monster if it's banished in the grave or something, or banished or whatever, if he uses effect to banish himself, which I think is really, really nice. I think that's awesome. But whatever, that's pretty much it. There's a lot more cool cards in this set that I wanted to talk about, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave that for you guys to look into yourselves, so it's kind of like a surprise, because I think that's probably some of the coolest things about Duel Links, that the surprise when you pull these new cards. But whatever, that's pretty much it for today. Let me know if you guys are hyped for these new archetypes. Let me know what you guys are most excited for, because I know I'm excited for quite a few of these, especially 6 SAMs. I want to try them out and before we decide if they're good or not. And if you guys enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like, share, and subscribe for more Duel Links shenanigans. But anyway, thank you guys for watching today. Have a great day, and see you guys.